So today we're in Acton in West London and we're just looking at potential location. I thought I would just, for the benefit of anybody who's thinking of doing the same, take you through this site and just point out the features of it that are desirable and highlight some of the possible shortcomings and just considerations that you need to take into account as you're going out and looking at various locations. Before we go in, I'll just show you that it's a ground level retail unit beneath a medium high density residential development. It's a new development, quite unusual. A lot of F45 sites are not on this highly visible street level, but certainly it's beneficial. This unit has got big windows, we'll see from the inside that when the lights are on and these decals come off, we'll reveal people doing the training. When the light's on, it'll become a real feature and a focal point in the local area. Across the road we've got a Tesco's, which is a supermarket, so very much a magnet for everybody living in these complexes. It's just inevitable that they will see a 45 on the way in and out of the Tesco. Across the road we've got a branch of the Imperial College, so obviously you've got students in there. It looks like it might even be housing. I don't know if there's any lectures going on in there, but students aren't necessarily the target demographic, but they're certainly young and they, would really love this sort of training, being group-based, popular with millennials, so good for building awareness and hype and filling up the studio in the early couple of months. Behind the unit we've got the train station, so you've got lots of footfall. The one downside to this unit is that you don't have an abundance of parking in the area, but that's mitigated by the fact that a lot of these people are just going straight to the station, so it's not a deal breaker. One other point to note is that there's an iGym. There's a budget, low cost, low service gym about 100 yards down the road there on the right hand side. Just reaffirms the notion that there are people around here who want to do exercise. I think these sorts of apartments, I don't know how much they're selling for, but 1, 2, 3 bed apartments, they're done to a decent spec. I think that's certainly appealing to a young, upwardly mobile, professional, and even families with the 3-bedroom units. When you have a look at their showroom, it certainly looks like it appeals to a younger audience. So yeah, look, all the signs from the outside are very positive, and we'll just go inside now and have a look and see what the unit itself actually offers. In here it's just a core concrete shell right now. Very much, very long, as we saw from outside. This would be like the entrance foyer. You've got the mains there, so you can see there's access for utilities, hot water. That would naturally mean that this space is going to be showers and change rooms, male, female, and then you've got an abundance of open plan, rectangular workout space. This space, the total floor area is about 2,800 square feet, and you've got nice length along here which is uninterrupted. You can put I'd say a 20-meter sled track, which is ideal. Big rainbow logo will likely go on that wall. F45 TVs and the heart rate monitoring will go on this wall here, and then obviously behind you you've got the windows onto the street. One thing I really like about this unit, which makes it almost like a purpose-built F45 studio, is that it's these columns here, these wall columns, naturally divide the room into 3. So F45 studios always laid out in pods of 3, pod 1, pod 2, pod 3. There's a standard layout, and this unit very well accommodates that. So it's a cracking unit. About 7 meters wide. The training space, I'd say it's about 7 by 24 meters. So it's a big old space. Good ceiling height. One consideration will be, because it's got residential above it, that we just need to be sure that we're not going to annoy the neighbours. So there'll definitely need to be a discussion with the landlord about sound attenuation. Ideally, we try and get the landlord to agree to do something about that at their expense rather than ours. There'll also be ventilation considerations, so we'll need to put in some air conditioning. That's not going to be cheap, and again, we'll need to engage the landlord to see if he's prepared to come to the party on that, on the basis that it's going to increase the value of the property. One other point that's worth making is that for those of us that have never project managed a renovation before. It can be really daunting doing a project like this, but all of it's done to specification. So before a builder puts a nail in the wall, you're going to know exactly where everything's going to go. You won't need to make any decisions about anything that's major. It'll all be done to specification. F45 have got extensive signage and layout guidelines that everybody needs to observe. Really important that if you're ever in a situation where there's something that doesn't quite conform to those guidelines, that you don't improvise and come up with a solution yourself. Be sure to always refer back to support, because the danger is that 2-3 days before the grand opening event you have your go live call. If we see anything that doesn't conform, there is the real risk that the studio won't be allowed to open. And when you've been banging the drum for weeks about this opening and the gym isn't open on a Saturday, it's obviously going to be quite an embarrassment. When it comes to fitting out the studio, all of the elements are fairly uniform. So every F45 space obviously has the white walls, the black rubber tiling, which we deliver as part of the equipment pack. You've got the decals, the stickers that go along the inside of the studio. You've also got the synthetic grass, which goes along the wall where the TVs are. Chin-up bars, they need to be affixed to the ceiling or a wall that can support the weight. And then in cases such as this, we're going to need to build dedicated male-female showers and bathrooms. So that's going to be probably the most involved aspect of this fit out is the amenities. Building the studio itself, fitting out the studio itself shouldn't take very long at all. It's more the fiddly work of installing showers, rigging up the plumbing and the electrics, and then and the change rooms in the reception area. This is a great example. I think this will be very much a transformative business for the local area. You don't see a lot of boutique offerings in the vicinity, so I think there'll be a lot of people here who'll take notice. It'll probably stand out a little bit to begin with, and it'll be regarded as the expensive gym, but there'll be a lot of people that'll be very curious. They'll all come in here and try it out, and it'll just do great things to build that initial buzz. So yeah, terrific unit. I have every confidence that it's going to do really well. The fit out on something like this I'd expect to take about 6 to 8 weeks. Change of use is likely required. That'll take about 3 months. So yeah, we're looking at probably a 4 to 5 month project, and so hopefully that'll put us into sort of end of first quarter 2018. So West London will get another great cracking studio, and I think it'll be a huge success around here.